Welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave, and this is the Daily Dave. So, hi. If this is your first time here, wow. Thank you for finding the podcast. Thank you for clicking the button, hitting play, and not even knowing what's going to happen. My name is Dave. I live in Ontario, Canada, and I've been doing this podcast for a while, helping people start their shows. People just like you who come, listen to the episodes, put into practice what we talk about, and see success. And the biggest thing about all of this, from my perspective, in a world of many, many podcasts about podcasting, is what I wanted to do was something a little different. I listen to other shows and I get embarrassed for the host because they get snarky, they get preachy, they are very opinionated. We're all quite opinionated as podcasters, but they really hit you hard with their way is the only way. And if you don't do it their way, you're doing it wrong. And I think that's, see, now I'm saying it, that's wrong. You shouldn't have one way to podcast. And even if you do it differently than I do, doesn't mean that you're wrong or I'm right. It's how we podcast. And I wanted to create a safe space so that we could all improve together, you and I. I want to get better, and I want you to get better. And that's why I created the How to Podcast series. And that's why I come to the mic every time, is I'm thinking of you and what you need to hear to stay motivated, engaged, and creating great content for your community. These people show up for you. They want to hear your voice. They want to hear your thoughts. They want to hear you interview your guests. They want to hear you share your life on your podcast. And you're going to make great connections with people, grow your network, have fun, learn new skills, get better at speaking, get better at listening. And you're going to create something new that you've never done before. And you can do this. I know you can do this. I have a challenge for you as of the beginning of January. I'm going to release this on January 1st. So I'm recording this in the middle of December, just so you know. And I'm going to set it up to go live on New Year's Eve at midnight. So if you're celebrating New Year's Eve and this shows up on your phone, there's a reason behind that. And I have a challenge for you in January. And this might freak you out, but I want to challenge you to something special. And I want you to try this for the month of January and see how far you can get. Because I don't know if I can even do this, to be honest. So I'm challenging myself at the same time. And so here's the challenge. As of January 1st, 2024, until the end of January, I'm challenging you, all of my How to Podcast family members around the world, no matter where you're at with your podcast, to not look at your stats for the entire month of January. Oh no. What did he just say? Yeah, no, I just said it. Yeah. To not look at your stats at all for the month of January. Dave, are you serious? No, really, are you serious right now? Are you telling me that I can't look at my downloads, my listens, my numbers at all? Nope, not at all. I want you to take an entire month off and not look at any of your stats. Don't look at your listen time. Don't look at how many listens per episode. Don't look at your total number of listens. None of it. 0. I want you to sign out of your host and where all your stats would be. Now, I know you're going to have to go in there and upload your next episode. I'm trusting you not to click on the analytics tab when you do that. Please. And if you know where it is on your screen, put your hand over the screen so you don't even see it. Do what you need to do and get out. And there's a reason why I'm challenging you to do this at the beginning of 2024. Is I want you to get away in this new year about the vanity metrics around podcasting and feeding your ego. Because I think if we're here to podcast to make our ego bigger, we're not here for the audience. We're here for ourselves. And we really don't need to know how many people are listening because we're only doing it for selfish reasons. We just want our ego to get bigger. We want people to know that we're fancy, that we're smart, that we have a voice, and we're important. And people like us. All right. Taking away the vanity metrics for the month of January. Maybe nobody listens to your podcast. Maybe hundreds of thousands of people listen to your podcast in January. You won't know, because you're going to create the episode for your listener. You're going to think of them. You're going to record and put all that time that you would put into analytics and looking at your numbers. You're going to set that time aside and focus on your listener. Whether you're going to do that through social media, through meetups like I'm doing, or SpeakPipe messages, emails, reaching out to your listeners and having a conversation. I would love for you to take the time that you would spend on obsessing over your numbers in January and instead obsess over your listener for the month of January. Now, I know this is a big ask, and for me it's a big ask, but I'm putting it out there. And what I'd love for you to do is to let me know on my howtopodcast.ca website. There's my little SpeakPipe icon there. You can click a mic on the website, leave me a voice message right from your phone, your computer, however you're going to do this. But leave me a message and just tell me, Dave, I'm in. I'm going to try. And then tell me how far you got. How many days did you get in? Send me another message. Dave, I made it 2 days and I couldn't do it. I had luck. Great. You did 2 days. Awesome. Dave, I did the entire month of January. I never looked once. And then let's celebrate how different your approach is to podcasting in the new year when you take a break from your stats. I think you're going to be surprised. I really think you're going to be surprised at how your focus is going to shift for the new year. And you're going to show up differently in those recorded episodes in the month of January because you're not obsessing over your stats. You're obsessing over great quality content. You're obsessing over your listener. You're obsessing over your podcast. And maybe you just need a break from the mental stress of wondering, how is my podcast doing? Am I super famous? Remember that there are going to be people who find your episode and your podcast for the very first time in January of 2024. They know nothing about you. I know nothing about your episode you've done in the past. They found you for the first time. I want you to welcome those new listeners in 2024 with open arms and to take a break from your stats. Now, I know there's people breathing into brown paper bags right now, trying to go, I can't believe he's asking me to not look at my numbers. Who does this? Who is this guy? Yeah, I'm the guy. And I'm doing it because I want to take the month of January off from my stats as well. And I want to focus on you because you're more important than my stats. Did you know that some of the stats that we look at, they're not even really facts. They're not factual in the sense that they represent real people. There are people who, like for me, I automatically download episodes from my favorite podcasts to my phone. And sometimes I just have to go and clean out my folder of all these unlistened episodes because there's too many. I can't listen to them all. So I delete them. You, if it's your podcast, you got credit for my download. Congratulations. But did I hear your episode? No, I didn't. I actually got overwhelmed with the amount of episodes and I deleted it. I don't even know what you said. What does that mean to you? Are you more interested in the number that somebody downloaded your episode? Or are you more interested that somebody listened to your episode, connected with you as a host, fell in love with your content, and told somebody about how great your podcast is? I think we need to take a break from obsessing over our stats. So my challenge to you and to myself for the month of January 2024 is to take a break. Happy New Year, by the way. Congratulations, you made it to the new year. Woohoo! Take a break from your stats this month and focus in on the things that really matter to you and your podcast. And take a mental break as well from the hamster wheel of checking your stats every 5 minutes. And let's enjoy January and refocus our podcast on the most important thing that we need to keep in mind, and that's our listener. It's you. And for you, your listener. That is who we need to focus on in the new year. So again, howtopodcast.ca, hit the speak button icon, tell me if you're in, thumbs up, thumbs down, and then let us know how far you got. And we'll compile all the answers and make a little special episode near the end of January to celebrate and hear the stories of you as a podcaster taking a break from your stats. I'd love to hear your insights and what you learned over the month of January taking a diet from your stats. Happy New Year. Thank you. I'm looking forward to a great new year with you. And I can't wait to talk to you one-on-one and at our meetups in person, however we can do this. Happy New Year. Happy podcasting. Take care.